Welcome back to Your Vote Counts. As the session approaches, there are budget hearings at the Capitol. Many people don't know about that, John, but they're really important.
They are. And before we get started, I want to say the entire Your Vote Count team's thoughts and prayers out to Mason Treat. He was in a serious accident. Father Pro Tem Greg Treat, Marissa Treat, Oklahoma County Court Clerk, and a Deputy Mendoza. We know you're going to get better, buddy. And with that, hey, budget hearings are a big deal. They're going on right now. The budget hearing with Representative Mark McBride and Secretary Walters, Superintendent Walters, went as well as we could have imagined. Had some really good back and forth. Additionally, the Senate is in a process of totally revamping their budget process. And I'm really excited. We want to support them as the House however we can. So what is happening right now in your state government is hearings are happening. We're digging into the finances and it's going well. What is happening right now inside your budget process is they're digging in to those budgets for the executive agencies. It's going well. Budget is up and running even before session.
Jason, this is not as well known as some of the other hearings that happen when the legislature starts in February, but it's important.
Yeah, it's absolutely important. I mean, if you look at the committees that are broken out in the House and the Senate, you have budget committees. Their sole purpose is to build a budget for that state agency as part of the overall budget. I mean, we're talking about an overall budget at the end of session where the legislature is going to pass something in the range of, $8 to $9 billion. So these budget hearings now are asking the questions about what's going to be in that budget at the end of session. It gives the legislature an opportunity to explore where some of that spending is, whether or not it's necessary. Does it need to be increased? Should it be decreased? What are the services that they're paying for? These are all the questions that are asked. We talk about this a lot on the show. It's not just a part-time legislature. These are full-time jobs that folks are doing for the state of Oklahoma.
It's also interesting that with this governor and the legislature, they don't always get along, all right? And so there's been the special sessions that have gone off and on. This is the last term for this speaker, this pro tem, this floor leader. Your thoughts about we might be seeing something interesting this coming session that we're not planning on, Jason?
Yeah, well, there are some rumors out now that we may be called into a special session prior to the actual legislative session starting in February. If that were to happen, I would guess that it would happen sometime in the last week of January. And again, if I were just spitballing or guessing, it probably would have something to do with taxes. But, if we look at history here, I mean, February is the month of Groundhog's Day. And this governor has called us in for special session on taxes more than once, and it's ended the exact same way each time. So I'm not saying that it's going to be Groundhog's Day, but I am saying that chances are that we'll probably just roll through it, push on into regular session.
It's very possible that we're going to be seeing the movie happen again. But let's ask the floor leader. I mean, your thoughts about this rumor that's going around right now.
Well, I may have heard something about the possibility of a special session over taxes. I certainly know the governor is considering it. The House has been on record. We're ready to go. We've been on record, though, for 2 years now. 2 years ago, we heard the Senate was going to study it. Every member at the end of the day, every individual member is going to have to justify their votes on giving money back to the citizens of the state of Oklahoma. I've been for it on this show over and over again. I would do much more. I don't understand why we don't go past a quarter-point tax cut, 2-year sunset, keep going. There is no fiscal reason not to do that with $4.5 billion in surplus, $4.5 billion. But at the end of the day, I don't know what will happen. Every member is going to have to decide for themselves.
And we'll be waiting patiently to see what happens about that rumor. Hey, thanks for watching Your Vote Counts. See this again at news9.com and newson6.com, and follow me on my socials at Mitchell Talks.